Welcome to 30 Days of Ableton Push. I'm Josh Spoon. Yesterday we talked a little bit about new and duplicate within the clip workflow and the difference between the scene workflow. Today we're going to finish out this song and talk a little bit about push and audio. So I spent a couple of minutes tightening up some of the MIDI in this track and then adding a little outro electric piano piece. And don't judge me too harshly for this track. I've been making 20 some odd push tutorials every day and trying to keep my wife happy while destroying the apartment. So, making a banger wasn't my first concern, but mainly making a track that would serve as a good reference. So we're going to sequence this into a full track. I've performed a handful of times so far with the push, and one thing I've noticed is it likes to take over the arrange and session view. So if you have things that are in arrange view and then you want to play something that's in session view, you may end up being locked out of the session view, or vice versa, where your backing track won't play but you'll be able to play on the push, or your backing track will play and you won't be able to play anything on the push. It's just like locks you out of performance. So I'm still trying to figure out how to get around that and the best way to use it in that respect. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of newness to this, so don't take this as gospel and then say, I'm not buying a push because Josh said. But one thing that I haven't completely figured out is when I used to perform live using my APC or trigger finger, what I would usually do is just have a track that was a record track, and I would resample and just record straight into a range view as I'm performing. So far, push does not like that. If I'm playing notes and things like that, and I have clips and I have things on the arrange view, it runs into a lot of problems. Currently, what I would suggest for performing live is making a new audio track. Let's put it at the end. I name it like that, and then set your audio in to resample, monitor in, turn off the track, and then I record enable it, and then go out of the view of all your clips, turn off all the stops, then make sure your computer keyboard is off. I know it's a lot of steps. And then select the keyboard mode and then use a letter to trigger that. So with that, we will arm all of the tracks because we want to record all the tracks, and then we want to have a kind of a master, like if we were performing live, so we can listen to everything we did. So I'm going to hit shift and then select all of the tracks, and I'm also going to hit automation, and you'll see that shows up here. And okay, let's start. We're going to hit record, which is the global record, I guess now. So now everything's going. Actually unenabled them, so let me enable all the tracks. And I'm going to press A to start recording that clip. That will have all of the master recordings in it, and then we'll play the first part. As you can see, we're recording the master and recording everything onto a range view. So this will be the outro. I'm going to go to the volume, let this play for a little bit, and then I'm going to fade out the different sections. And there we go. So we've just tracked out a complete song, and then we also have the master right here. So if we were performing live, we would have everything that we did, and we can listen back to it and say, oh, I forgot to put in that crazy drop, and all that other stuff. Head over to blog.dubspot.com to read my latest article, 4 Reasons to Build Your Own Ableton Live Racks. Also, if you're looking for more personal instruction on how to use Push in Ableton Live, you can send me an email at josh@joshspoon.com. If you're in the LA area, you can definitely find a way to meet up and meet your musical needs. And if you are not in the LA area, we can link up through Skype and talk about ways to help you out in that area. Once again, this is Josh Spoon, 30 Days of Ableton Push, and I'll see you tomorrow.